in
Robert,
April.
you want to lead us on your board?
Yeah, I can. I think I only had 6 plays, and a couple of them were repeats. But let me grab my list here real quick. I had it just a second ago. Here we go. I'll go kind of a backwards order. So just this last weekend, I got to attend about half of a game day, and first thing we played was Pirates of Maracaibo. This is a game I really enjoy. The full I say I enjoy. I've actually until now had only played Maracaibo, which was the original game, and then Pirates of Maracaibo, which is it's a different game. I'll say it operates kind of differently, although it's got the same theme, it's got the same iconography. Just the mechanics are a little different. It's definitely a Pirates of Maracaibo is a lighter, faster, family-friendlier version of the full-blown Maracaibo. And there's debate out there on that. When Pirates came out, they changed the artwork. Like I say, it streamlined some things, made the game faster. You can play Pirates of Maracaibo if you know how to play. You could probably do it in pushing 30 minutes. I think 45 minutes is probably a good, comfortable amount, but you can do it in under an hour, even with 4 players. But I got a chance to play that. Daryl taught me, I guess where I was going with that is Daryl brought it, and there were a couple people that were already interested, so I snuck in the 4th and final place there to play. And I had played Pirates, I think, 2 or 3 times on BGA, Board Game Arena. I played the original Maracaibo on there probably close to 10 times now. And I'm definitely a heavier gamer, and I like Pirates of Maracaibo. I like what it does. I like that if I only have 45 minutes that I can play it. It gives me the same feels. It's the same pirate theme. Definitely a Euro pirate-themed game, but I still like the original. I know there's some debate out there, and a lot of people are on the Pirates of Maracaibo. It's definitely no question that it's lighter, it's family-friendly, it's easier to teach, it's quicker to play, but I like the meatiness of the full going all the way around the Caribbean, dropping people off so that I can go visit them and get advantages, collecting a bunch of stuff, and then finding places to use it or to sell it or whatever. So, but Pirates of Maracaibo was my last play. That was last weekend. And then what did I play?
So it's not making the board at all?
It is not going to make the board. I had a struggle here, so I was looking when I got here tonight. And at the bottom of my board right now, at number 20, is Guild of Merchant Explorers, which we've talked about that one quite a bit. And then just above that is Rebirth. And so I struggled a little bit because I haven't played any of those games, so I can't reorganize them. But to be honest, Pirates of Maracaibo probably would sneak in for just a few minutes onto my 20 spot. But then to do that, I think at this point, now that I've had time to reflect on Rebirth, which I played once and only once last month, or a month ago, so back in March, I think Rebirth would fall off my list, and it would go below Guild of Merchant Explorers, and then Pirates of Maracaibo would probably sneak on at 20. But I'm going to have one game, only one, that's going to make my list as a new play this year, and that is going to be, actually, I'll just jump right to it, Min Nefer. So that's a game that we talked about. I mentioned the play of it, was it 2 shows ago? I forget now since we took last week off. It's got me all confused on that. It was either the last show that we did or the show before that. And I really enjoyed this. I played this at another second Saturday game day, so it was the second Saturday this month. And it's a big sprawling game, big board. It's a long teach. I mean, the teach was a good 30 minutes, 45 minutes to kind of teach it and kind of take our first turns and get it going. I love, though, and I'm really looking forward to playing it again. I love the fact that even though there's a lot going on, and I think I explained this on the show before, it definitely does funnel you down in what your choices are. So even though there's a board and there's like 6 little mini games going on, and you have 3 different choices of what kind of actions you want to do each turn, the game of those 3 actions, the game really funnels you down to just a couple of choices. So if you know this time I'm going to either place a worker on the board, I've only got 4 options on my board. When I pick it up off of my board, wherever I pick it up from is going to dictate the thing that I do this turn, the action that I take. Once you've got those off, you've got another action where you can take the little action tiles on your board and place those over and replace them with another one that's on a cascading, flowing system. And so you've only got, I think it's 6 of those to choose from. So when you do that, again, you've got kind of a fairly limited number, and you're looking at it, you can rule a couple of those out immediately. You can say, I don't need that. I'm not taking that path, so I'm not even going to look at that one. So usually you've got 2 or 3 there that you're kind of juggling, that you're trying to figure out what to do. So I really like that part of the game, that even though it's a big game, there's a lot going on, to understand each of the little mini games and what each of them do and how they combo and how they get you points is kind of hard to grasp. You really can just choose maybe 1 or 2 things that you want to do, focus in, and get points that way. And again,
Enough points though, without having to go everywhere.
Probably not. If you're trying to win, but as far as learning it and learning how the game works, I think it does a good job there. So even though it's kind of hard to explain, even though it's a big teach, and to try to go through, because you need to tell everybody, this is how this works, this is what you're doing over here, this is the game that's going on over here. You kind of need to understand all those, so as things come up, you know where to go, what you're trying to do. But once you kind of lock in on a couple of things that you want to do, I think Wayne would really like this, because Wayne tends to be somebody who locks in on 1 or 2 things. He pounds the heck out of them, gets all those points, and so I think this is a game that he would like, because, again, I think you could do pretty well that way. To really, though, if you really know the game and you start seeing those combos, there are definitely combos to be had, and you can combo things from one to another to another. I think that's where the game probably really shines, is once you really played it. Probably, I think some of the people who'd played it 2 or 3 times said, yeah, it takes a good 2 or 3 plays before you really kind of start seeing how everything links up.
How many hours per play?
I want to say that with our teach and play, I want to say we were around 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours. So it's definitely a long game. It's I'd say once you know it, you're probably still at 4 players, which I think is the full player count. You're not doing it probably in less than 2 to 2.5 hours, even once you know the game. But a learning game, you probably need to plan on 3+ for sure to get it. But it's one of those games, I'll tell you, that the time flew. There were people at other tables that we saw finishing games and picking them up and then reorganizing and putting down new games and playing them. And I was blown away, I should say, at least at the end, to see that some people had already played 2 or 3 games and we'd only played 1 game, because the time kind of flew by as we were playing it. So,
is the juice worth the squeeze?
I think so. And for heavier gamers, I'm really finding that people are liking it, in our game group at least. I haven't seen a whole lot about it, now that I think about it, online. So when I look at the YouTube,
I'm not familiar with the game, and
Yeah.
I have not heard of it before.
Yeah.
When you were first talking about it, I thought you were just trying to say mother.
Oh yeah, something about
Wasn't
it.
sure
I might
what-
have been, actually, but who knows?
Like MFer. What are we talking about?
Neffer. And I meant to, at one point, I meant to go look and see what the history behind it. So it's MEN/dash Neffer, Nefer. I'm sure there is some. It's Egyptian, so I'm sure there's
All right,
some.
we'll reach out to the
experts
chat
on
there.
that.
Anybody in the chat can figure it out.
Yeah.
Post in what does MNFer mean. James Odak in the chat says MNFer. You need to abuse one of those mini games
Probably
to win, he
Yeah.
says.
Okay, so you can really lock in on one then, maybe. And yeah, you know, again, the tiles kind of have to cascade your way a little bit, so there's probably a little bit of luck in that.
He
but-
said abuse.
abuse it. Yeah, not just focus in, but abuse one. But yeah, he's probably right. I think if you
Egyptian for Memphis,
Memphis,
Tennessee.
I don't know. Yeah, so it's the Egypt of Tennessee. I don't know if the Tennesseans are exactly. Got some pretty wrappings there on your
You got pretty lips.
on your mummy. Yeah, some pretty wrappings on your mummy there.
All right, where's it gonna go?
Anyway, all right, so
MNFer.
So this means Guild of Merchant Explorers is coming off.
I
Which
don't
hurts.
know. That
Yeah,
hurts.
It does hurt. And Rebirth is going to slide down. And gosh, again, if I could flip them, I would flip them. But we got our rules here, so I'm going to stick with the rules.
Your daughter's chiming in here. M.E. Childers says
Hey, Mimi.
also translates to lasting beauty.
Oh, she's got her computer
which
in front of her.
neither of us have.
No. Lasting beauty. That's probably more it. So, yeah, this is definitely set like on the Nile in Egypt. So,
Shout out to M.E. Childers out there.
yeah, she just came home. I was gonna say my excitement last week while you were traveling is I went and picked up my daughter from college, so she got finished up. Didn't have to take any finals this semester, which was cool. So had a couple big projects she had to turn in, but she got all that done early. So the other kids are up
I'm
there.
not surprised.
Yeah, finishing up their finals this week, and she's at home chilling. So, anyways, we picked her up and brought her home. But anyway, so my gaming is hopefully going to increase. I told her to watch tonight because I was going to mention her. But my gaming is going to escalate in the next couple of months because of my gaming buddies back home. So
Aw.
good to see you, Emmy. But I'm all right. MNF is going to make it. So I'm sliding Nucleum down to 19. I'm still
Ooh,
not
you're
a
going to
huge-
hurt some feelings.
Yeah, still not a huge fan of the Nucleum. I got to play it again, though. Wormspan definitely sliding down. Boone Lake, which is another game that Daryl taught me that I really enjoy. I'm going to slide down to the 17 spot. And now, again, we get to some tough ones. So it's hard to compare Mid-Neffer to draft and write records. I mean, you got a light, fun roll and write versus a big, heavy Euro. I'm going to put this above draft and write. I'm going to be acquiring a copy of that from Daryl very soon. So once I played it in person, this will have draft and write will have plenty of chance to move back up. Endeavor Deep Sea. Ooh, that's tough. Endeavor is good. The Deep Sea was
Deep
good.
Sea was good.
Yeah, I've played it twice now. I need to play it again. I'm going to put this at 15 for now. Mid-Neffer at 15.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of the Endeavors, so I'm going to put it there. Dune Imperium, that's where I was starting to look when I get to 13. Dune Imperium Bloodlines is there, and that's a big one. That's a big hill to climb. But Mid-Neffer, definitely opportunities to move up from 15 on my board, but that's where it's going to go right now.
All right, Mid-Neffer, number 15.
Yeah. I don't have any others to add, so I'll just shout out to a couple other games that I played.
No movement? Because anything that's already on the board that you played last month that you want to move?
I haven't. No, to be honest, I have not. So, again, my coming month hopefully is going to be a big gaming month, moving up for me for a couple different reasons. So we got
Well, summer's coming.
days coming
So I think it's our last month of school.
yeah.
And then after this, I'll have 2 grown kids. And only one left in school.
Okay. Yeah.
Two young ones though.
Yeah. Two still
eventually
coming
get to school.
Yeah, they'll get to school,
I'm
but
kind of high hoping.
take advantage of this time. So I played the Magnificent. I talked about that. I thought about sneaking Magnificent onto the bottom of my board, but I didn't complete that game.
You don't want to pull a Wayne.
Yeah,
Where you put it on just to take it off.
So no, but I only played 2/3 or 3/4 actually probably of that game. So it wasn't a complete play. So I didn't get to see how it finished and how the final scoring and stuff happened. So I didn't feel comfortable putting that on there. And then Wandering Towers was the other game that I played at the game day, and that's a memory-based game. Well, not memory-based. Memory's about 50% of it, and or can be. And I'm not a big fan of that type of game. Wandering Towers is a fun, light, quick family game, but not going to make my list. So
You said memory.
memory.
Yep, that's a tough one for you.
Yep.
All right, let's get into my April gameplays. I also did not play a lot of games, but I do have 4 that are coming onto the board.
You got a bunch over there.
So right off the bat, Castle Combo is coming off. Trio
coming off.
Yeah, Robert's okay with that.
Yeah.
Palm Island is coming off. This is the solitaire only game. And then Catan Jr. That game was up there because of the people I played it with.
Right.
Those kids were amazing.
Yep.
If y'all don't know,
One Voice.
One Voice. In January, Robert and I went out and played games with kids with cancer, and I had a great time watching young kids playing like sharks in Catan Jr.
They were.
They are very familiar with Catan Jr.
A couple of them very aggressive. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go in the order that I played things in the month of April. So
Okay.
starting at the beginning of April, I got to play some Lure.
Lure.
Lure is a 2 to 5 player bidding game by All Play. A small box, way up top.
Up there somewhere. Oh, I said up there.
Yeah, but it's a small box bidding dice game. Push your luck. Try to catch as many fish as you can. Using as many dice as you're willing to bid, but whoever bids the least number of dice gets to roll first. If they catch all the fish in the lake before you do, they win.
Too bad.
Yeah, too bad. You can
Really?
bid a bunch of dice,
Yeah.
but by the time it gets to your turn,
You got to look.
there's no fish left.
So fish
that-
for nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
Lure. I liked it.
I'll have to play sometime. I'll have to try it.
It's just it's a good board now. The board is getting
it's
tighter.
getting hard.
Played some more Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring trick taking game.
Somebody brought that to the game day a couple weeks ago.
Currently sitting at number 9. And actually, I was playing this at church when one of my men's group buddies walked by.
Nice.
And I almost got him to play.
Oh, almost. I thought you did.
I was playing
play.
solitaire.
Oh, okay.
I almost. His wife came over and then started talking.
Yanked him out.
Yeah, I almost got him in on the game, but it is moving up.
Okay.
It is moving up on my list, and I'm probably going to take it from 9. Lost City's moving down to 9. Trekking Through History moving down to 8. I really like Hero Quest. It's fun. Lord of the Rings going to number 7, so we got some movement there.
Michelle from our game group played this at game day a couple weeks ago, and she was raving about it in the Discord channel that she really liked it. So, yep, they played several times. I think 5, 6, 7 times there. So,
And I showed you how to play. Did I show you how to play solitaire yet? We didn't get a chance
we
to
didn't
teach
play
you
it, but
solitaire
yeah,
yet.
No.
Okay. Rob, like it ranges so well between solitaire, 2-player, and multiplayer.
Yeah.
It feels like 3 different games.
Okay.
Like the way you're playing feels like 3 different styles of play. So I see so much value out of that small box.
Nice.
Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring trick-taking game. That's how you find it on BGG.
Okay.
Played some Finspan. Finspan is currently listed at my number 14 with my recent. So this is where I got into some. Wayne and I and Rob decided we were going to give it to Beans.
Yep.
And for that, I wanted to get some solo plays of it. I like their solo mechanisms. For that reason, this game is moving up from 14 to 13.
Okay. Big leap.
Hey,
over.
It's just a little splash.
Over
little
Mandalorian.
Splash over.
Yeah.
Over Mandalorian. It's just Guild of Merchant Explorers is good. That's a strong line here, Robert.
Yeah, I'm going to play
12.
this. I played this all the time on BGA, so it might move back on.
12, 11, 10.
Ooh, 11.
That barrier right there is going to be like a wall.
You heard about the expansion. We can talk about that later.
I did watch the video. The Czech Games
CGE,
did it.
yeah.
CGE did a video.
Yep.
That'll be in the news. We can talk about
There
that.
you go. Yep.
So Finspan got played, got moved up. Ito is making the board. ITO Ito. This is Arcane Wonders is putting this box together from it's a Chinese
Japanese or
Japanese title.
Yep.
I won't call it a party game.
I was gonna say, is it a party game?
I don't know. Is it a party game? It's a social game. It's kind of party-ish.
Yeah.
But it's gonna go into my 20 slot.
Okay. 20. At least it's staying on the board though. It didn't go 20 and then come right off.
Right. It made it and stuck.
Okay.
I think it's good.
That's good.
Is it better than Madeline?
Oh.
I don't know yet.
Okay.
We'll leave that one alone.
You'll have time.
Yep. Sky Team got played. Got to teach my cousin Alex how to play some Sky Team.
Great 2-player game.
Even though I'm back to like the first scenario, because when you teach it again, you go back to the first scenario. It just reminds you what a solid game this is.
Yeah.
Sky Team is gonna fly up the board. Like it's going 13 Guild of Merchant Explorers SETI because I want more plays of that.
Ooh.
I'm
Endeavor. There's that line again.
Yeah,
That was it for me.
I'd rather play it more than Lost Cities. Like if I'm gonna play a 2-player game,
Really?
I think I'd rather play it more than Lost Cities. And if that's my decider,
That's tough for me.
that pushes everything down
It does.
by
Get it
one.
on there. Finspan, Mandalorian.
Lost Cities is
Guild,
very analytical. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm not going to call it dry, but I'm going to call it mechanical.
Sure.
Because it's very numbers based. It's
a number based.
It's not really
game.
a push your luck as much. There's some push your luck.
Yeah, a little
But
bit.
Sky Team feels good. Like the excitement level towards the end, that's still better than Trekking Through History.
I would agree with that.
I won't say better than Fellowship of the Ring. Yeah, no, it's better than Fellowship of the Ring.
I would say I think so. Yeah.
Then I hit the Hero Quest line. I hit the Hero Quest line.
That was the stopper for you last time.
That's because I'm a nerd and I love swords and dungeons.
D&D and dungeons and stuff. Yeah.
All right, so that's Sky Team.
Okay.
And then I ended up getting to play some Chronicles of Crime.
Playing this soon. I can't wait. Yeah.
That's with Emmy.
Yeah, me and Emmy are going to play. Yeah, we got it on the table already, so we just got to jump in.
Things I learned. So it's made by Lucky Duck Games.
Yep.
But apparently, if you have 2 tablets, you can cast the room, what you're viewing, to another tablet or device.
Oh, okay, when you do the little...
So while you're looking at it, your friends can be looking at what you're looking at.
Gotcha. Okay.
So you can all look around at the same time of the room without taking more time.
Okay.
Chronicles of Crime is a crime-solving mystery game. You're a cop in London. That's the first setup. In London, there's different events that occurred, different crimes that occurred. You get to go visit locations. When you visit locations, you get to look around at these locations. The locations will have clues. You will call out what you see, because usually you have these as like a VR headset.
Yeah.
It doesn't need a headset. There's these glasses that you have that you can put on and make it like 3D VR. You don't have to use that. You can just look at your phone display.
Yeah, I don't have the glasses. We play without them, so yeah.
You look around and you actually really physically look around the room.
Yep.
You're going to call out different things you see. There's going to be a pile of cards on the table that your partners have access to, your other players do. So as I see maybe a plant, I'll yell out, there's a flower pot. And if there's a card that says plant on it, the team, which there is, the team can grab that card, set it aside. And I'll be like, oh, there's a dead cat. So then they see an animals card. They'll grab an animal.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, there's some food on a plate. And they might see food. They might see cutlery, right? So they'll grab these cards, these different clue cards. After I'm done, I think I get like 30 seconds or 60
something,
seconds
something like that.
to look at the room. When I'm done, we then look at all the evidence cards we compiled and scan them into the phone. It'll tell us if these are pertinent to the case or not. So you add them to your evidence board. Then you get to meet with the doctor or the forensics guy or the scientist or the hacker. So you have all these access to all these different specialists that you can then scan the specialist and then scan different clues you have, and they'll tell you about those clues as you're trying to figure out who did it, why they did it. At the end of the game, you're at a certain time when you're ready, you can go to the sergeant or
solve it or whatever,
and go, or the captain, and go solve the case.
Yep.
And you scan the cards that you think apply, and then depending on how you do, it'll give you a score. But every time you do something, it takes away time.
Right.
The more time you use, the less points you get. So the quicker you can get to that decision, the more points you can get.
And there's actions in the game that move things along. If you take too long doing this, you might miss interviewing a witness because they went out of town or something.
Yes, because the witness could be waiting until a certain hour. And if you're driving back and forth to different locations, spending 20 minutes with each drive, that person could be gone, and you'll never hear from them.
Yep. It's really cool.
Great game.
Great game.
For that reason, Chronicles of Crime is going on the board.
I'm just curious on this one because I know I'm going to play this. I've played it a fair amount in the past.
It's going to 15.
15. Okay. I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
we'll-
mine will probably be higher.
We'll take it to 15. No, I'd rather play it more than Wingspan.
Okay.
Wingspan's good, and
Yeah.
I actually think it's better than Wingspan.
Yeah.
But Robert, I'm not as into fish as you are.
That's why it's
I'd
9 on my
rather
board.
look at birds.
Yeah.
Birds. I'd rather look at birds.
Start looking boards. Yeah.
The fish are so ugly. Like,
Fish
I like
aren't ugly.
fishing. I like
Fish
fishing,
can be
but-
scary, but
No, there's
fish are food.
we had a at church at the Fishing Faith and Fun. I don't know if I told you, we had a Florida wildlife FWC. She's one of the biologists that works with them, so she got to show all different kinds of specimen.
Okay.
Like they had like hammerhead shark heads, like whole heads of sharks.
Okay.
Lionfish, all these species,
That's
these
cool.
specimens that they caught,
Yeah.
and how they caught them. So they asked for questions, and I asked, "Are fish friends or are fish food?"
Oh, you did ask.
I asked the biologist.
What did she say?
She said both.
Both. Friends and food.
Fish are friends and sometimes food.
I hope she got it. I hope she got a chuckle out of it. Yeah.
Some of the other dads in the room chuckled, like they got the dad joke.
Okay.
But I did get to ask an expert.
That's good. All right.
All right, number 14, Chronicles of Crime.
Friends and food.
And finally, got to play some White Castle. We've been playing a lot of White Castle on BGA.
Online,
right?
yeah.
So I don't record those games as plays because they're asynchronous.
Yeah,
I only record them if we play like in one sitting.
Sure.
But it got me really itching to learn how to get better because I used to be the best.
Not
I used to be the best. And now I'm getting stomped. So I started researching strategy.
Oh, you and your research.
And then I pulled out the solo module that comes in the game. It's a deck of cards. It changes the game so that I can get some practice in.
Okay.
But then tonight, Patrick Brown, former X-Wing player with us,
Yep.
from Armada Games, he was dropping the kids off at the church, which is near my house. And he's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" Like, "Nothing. Come on over. I got some games."
Yeah.
So wifey, him, and I got to actually table a multiplayer play of White Castle on top of my solo plays. So what I'm saying is I got multiple plays in different ways of White Castle, and it just keeps reminding me.
Yeah.
This is like distilled Euro game. Like
It's quick. It's streamlined. Yeah.
concentrated like juice.
You got to do what you got to do quick. Yeah.
You got
get those
9
points.
actions, get it done. And I showed it to Patrick.
Yeah.
I think by his second action,
Yeah.
second dice pluck,
He was liking it.
he was like, "I'm asking for this for Father's Day.
Where can I buy this?
This is gonna be my Father's Day present."
Nice.
White Castle for me is going above Endeavor.
Oh, wow. All
Yes.
right,
This is
well, and above SETI.
above SETI. SETI was it was 3 hours, man.
Yeah, it's long.
This was 45 minutes with teach. 3 players, 45 minutes with teach, crunchy. Over Endeavor, over Lost Cities, over Trekking. I hit the Fellowship of the Ring. Over Fellowship. Jeez, Robert. It's going...
Keep going up. Is it above Sky Team?
Yes, it's going above Sky Team. I'd rather play
Hero
White
Quest.
Castle
There's
over
that
Sky
line
Team.
again. Hero Quest.
Do I put a Euro game over a hack and slash
Of course
dungeon
you
game?
do.
Do I?
Of course you do.
Because then there's that Flip 7 line. That Flip 7 line is strong. I think I'd rather play this over Hero Quest.
Wow,
It's
that's
going
big.
to 6. Flip 7 is staying where it's at. Flip
All right.
7 is.
I like it. Flip 7 a lot. Huh?
I'm not moving it down. That's what I'm not doing. We will find a way.
Keep it up there. All right. Well, I gotta say real quick. You're talking about quicker, shorter games. Let's look at your Hall of Fame. So we got Brass Birmingham. We got Clash of Cultures. We got Terraforming Mars. We got Concordia. Concordia's not as long, but we've got some chunky 3-hour games up there on your top your Hall of Fame there. So,
But the deal is this. White Castle distills so many tough decisions down into 9 actions.
okay.
I almost put out all of my farmers and all of my warriors. I only got out 2 of the courtiers. So like I felt like that was probably, I think it was almost my best scoring game. But it like 9 actions, and I put out
A bunch.
of dudes.
Of guys. Yeah.
Like normally, if you put out 1 every other action, like that sounds about right. So that tells you about the comboiness that there was one turn I put out like 3 people. Like
Nice.
it was like, ugh. And
So you
that
gotta do it.
feeling,
That's good.
that feeling of figuring it out.
Yeah. All right, we got to play again then. Now that you got this thing mastered, let's do it.
All right, so let's give the folks the rundown. We are at 9:40. We're 10 over what I
okay,
expected. Let's update y'all on the board. So Robert's board. So Robert's top 20.
So I got SETI. This is top 20 of the year, just for anybody who might be watching. These are not all-time games. These are just games that we've played this year and our impressions of our plays of them this year. So it can have anything to do with the environment we played, people we played with, how much we enjoy the game, whatever. So this is just our top 20 for the year so far. SETI number 1 for me. I've played it a couple times. It's still a pretty solid number 1. Again, we're going to talk about the expansion that just recently got announced. We knew it was coming. It had to happen. But anyway.
He said he was designing it as he was designing the game. Like he's been excited about the designer.
Sure. Ostia, number 2. Purple Haze, that's way up there on both of our boards. Number 3 for me. Underwater Cities at 4. 5 is Ultimate Railroads. 6, Maracaibo, game I was talking about. I didn't even look to see it was up there at number 6. Federation, number 7. Obsession, 8. 9 is Finspan. Clank Legacy 2. Sky Team, coming in at 12. A new acquisition for me. Korra, Rise of an Empire. 13, Dune Imperium Bloodlines, because Dune Imperium otherwise is up there on my Hall of Fame. Endeavor Deep Sea at 14, Menefer 15, Draft and Write Records 16, great roll and write. Again, I'm going to be inquiring this in the very near future, probably tomorrow, so I can't wait to play that in person for the first time. Boon Lake at 17, Wormspan 18, Nucleum Australia expansion added on that with my only play, and then Rebirth at 20.
All right, my top 20, my number 1. Purple Haze, number 2, Ezra and Nehemiah. Number 3, Camel Up. Number 4, Captain Flip. Number 5, Flip 7. Number 6, added to the board, White Castle. Number 7, Hero Quest. Number 8, added to the board, Sky Team. Number 9, moving up on my list, is Fellowship of the Ring. Moving down is number 10, Trekking Through History. Number 11, Lost Cities. Number 12, Endeavor Deep Sea. Number 13, SETI. 14, Guild of Merchant Explorers. Added to the board today, number 15, Chronicles of Crime. Going down the board, up and then back down, I guess. Number 16, Finspan. Number 17, Mandalorian Adventure. 18 is Warfighter Nam. 19 is Dr. Reiner Knizia's Battle Line. And number 20, Ito.
Solid list. Yep.
And it's still early in the year. Let's see how this thing works out.
Plenty of time to go. Lots of movement.
Let's get this phone line open. 813-618-7099 is the number.
Call in. Tell us where we're wrong. Tell us what you like. Something too high, something too low. Needs to be off our board. Call and let us know about it, or let us know what you've played